What's up, everybody? Should never film before I have coffee. Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Move For You, a channel dedicated to eradicating diet culture from our movement practices. And I'm holding these babies because today we are going to do a fun movement practice that will help you get stronger for skates. Now, I'm not a skating teacher. In fact, I'm not very good at skating at all right now, but I really, really like it. It's super strength building. It's super good for your stability. It's super fun. It's kind of this thing that makes you feel like I'm both a total badass and a tiny child at the same time. Plus, how fun are these? Aren't skates just so fun? They just look fun. I mean, these are like teal and pink and purple. They're my favorite colors. Anyway, ton of fun. Again, I'm not a skating teacher. If you're like, oh my God, I'm never skating. I hate wheels. I'm terrified. This is still a fun movement practice that we could do that's going to help your core strength. It's going to help your leg strength and mobility. Just to help you walk as you age if you're not interested in skating. But let's start in a little bit of a butterfly position. For me, when I'm skating, a lot of times when I need to take a break or if I need to be done for the day, it's my outer hips that are kind of burning. So we're going to work to kind of stretch and strengthen that outer hip area as well. So start in a butterfly shape. You don't have to bring your feet in that close. It's not like super tight, but it's not super far out here either. Kind of split the difference. Just sit up nice and tall. If this is a super challenging shape for you, no worries at all. If you're having a hard time sitting up straight, so if you're kind of rolling back onto your tailbone, and this is just super challenging, you could sit up on something. So I have yoga blocks. I know you may not, but you could sit up on a block or a folded blanket or a pillow, a couch cushion or two, to elevate your hips so that you can sit up straight. And then I'm just gonna squeeze everything in. So I want to not just stretch, but strengthen, activate in my outer hips. So push your feet together. Really pushing my whole foot together to get this to turn on. And then you can grab the front of your calf, grab your ankle, maybe keep your hands on the floor. Just push in and feel that strength. That may be enough. Maybe you want to add a little fold. One of the things that I work to do is to always stretch from a place of strength. If you're naturally more of a tight person, like if you are stronger and your muscles are tighter, that stretch from strength will happen naturally. So your muscle is already strong and tight, so you're stretching from that place. If you're naturally more flexible, like if you're just super flexy-bendy, finding that strength is going to be more of a challenge. So it's important that you kind of put your brain in there. And then sit up, and then we'll take a wide stance. So this is one of my favorite skate warm-ups to do. I'll actually often do this with skates on. We'll do a skate on video for another day. But I'm going to start just by folding to the side. Now you may grab your pants or your leg or your ankle. Maybe you can grab your toes or your toe stop if you have your skates on, but it doesn't really matter where you grab. I'm leaning to the side. And then I want to stretch my top arm up. Now, as I stretch my top arm up, I'm really trying to not only stretch my whole side, my waist, my ribs, my hips, but I'm trying to stretch in my shoulder as well. So I like to turn my palm up, and I even think about like I have an imagination handle over here that I can grab as I stretch. And we're going to take that in a little bit of a mobility flow in a second, but for right now we're just going to do the second side. So again, grab what you can grab. It doesn't matter. You're still amazing. And then stretch. Again, for this variation, I'm turning my palm up and I'm thinking like, there's some sort of handle over here that I can get in and pull. And then come back up. So we're gonna take this in like a little bit of a modern dancey, flowy vibe. Welcome to stay in each stretch a little bit longer. I'm really just getting some of that looseness in the joint. So I'm gonna start here at my side bend, and then I'm gonna roll through the middle, and we're on the opposite side bend. And I'm turning my chest down. Roll through the middle, opposite side bend. I'm turning down. Turn down. The noise helps. You just want to make sure that you end up on the second side from where you started there. And then we're going to come into a squat. It's different when you're on skates. Absolutely. For my purposes, I'm going to try to keep my heels down on the ground. Now know that when you're on skates, you've got another few inches. And then some of this stuff we would do on our toe stops on the skate. So your foot is going to be up at an angle. So that's kind of what I'm mimicking here. So starting in my squat, both heels down, toe stop. Toe stop. Again, not quite the same, and depending on how you set your toe stops, I had a pair of skates I actually had to sell because they didn't have an adjustable toe stop, and the toe stop was so far away, and my feet are really short. I have really wide, short feet. I had to rock so far forward that I kept falling and I felt super unstable. So adjustable toe stops are the answer. And then sometimes though, if you're depending on the shape of your foot, depending on your athleticism, some people like theirs really high. So again, I'm just shifting. And we're gonna come up. Oh. So feet forward, a little bit closer together. You can absolutely practice this one on skates. It's definitely harder. That's right. We're gonna do 10 too. Oh, I hope you can't hear the snap, crackle, pop 5 on camera. Why am I not a glow stick? I think that's 7. 8. 9. 10. If we are learning to skate or we're trying to get better at skating, something that is super important is balance, right? In order to skate, you've got to be able to shift your weight comfortably all the way to one foot or the other, or it's not going to work very well. And there's a little exercise move that I really like called skater hops, and it's not quite the same movement as gliding with skates, but it is going to help build strength in the legs, build core stability, and build your balance. So I start with my feet a little bit wider than hips distance. This is probably wider than you would skate. That's where I'm starting. And first I'm just going to shift. So just like we did down low, I'm shifting. I'm going to pick my knee up. And then very measured, very intelligent. I am listening to my knees. I am listening to my joints. I am old. I'm not jumping too daily. This work is absolutely fine. My whole center of gravity is over this one leg. Other leg is up. Bam. Or, boop, boop. The thing that gets tricky is you start doing this. That's okay, cardio, woo! But I want to hop, balance, hop, hop. Ooh, that side's way harder. Pause, pause, pause. And you can speed it up. I'm still pausing, and my whole weight is shifted over that leg. And let's do, I don't know, it's fun. Let's do 20 more. 1, 2, 4, 10. Started going a little fast there at the end. So next, one of my favorite moves from yoga is a standing wide angle forward fold. But I'm gonna add a little bit here. So I'm gonna separate my feet pretty good, pretty far apart. And then I'm gonna fold. Some of you might feel better having your knees bent. Yeah. If, when you straighten your legs, if you can't hinge from the hip and there's a big rounding in your back and you're kind of like this, no shade. But you should bend your knees. You want to fold right up here, right where your thigh meets your body. You want to fold there. And then what I'm doing here, and even if you're very, very Gumby, and you can do this in a really deep way, you know, deeper than me, the strong fold with straight legs, bend your knees, because I'm adding a circle. So I'm circling in the hips, and it's a little bit strange from this shape, but I'm thinking about taking my hip to the right to stretch, and then circling up to the sky, to the left, and then down. So I'm thinking about circling through right here, my whole kind of pelvis, hip area, and then other way. And come up onto your fingertips, lift your chest. I always think it's a good idea to do a hair down video. Rarely is. And then come on up. Okay, last little strength builder. This will help you. First of all, it just feels great in the hips. It's a nice grounding maneuver exercise. But if you are a skater and you want to work on kind of your dance skating, this can help you with your extensions. So we're starting from that same squat and we're shifting over. And see, my heel is lifting. In yoga, a lot of times when we do this shape, they would say don't lift the heel, right? If you can keep your heel down, cool. It is totally different for skating though, because again, you'd probably be on your toe stop here. I'm gonna shift over. This part's way easier on skates. There it goes. Because your leg just rolls. If you do yoga, you might have heard this called Skandasana or side lunge. It's also called like half squat. See how this leg is in squat? And then again, you could try to get the heel down, but if you're thinking about this from skating, then you'd be on your toe stop most likely, okay? So you're on that shift. And then again, things that are easier to do on skates is to bring that other foot in and shift and wiggle the opposite foot out. Now, if you have your skates on and you do this, you can work on this in like a flow. It's pretty hard to do if you don't have something to slide your feet on. But here, I'm getting that good stretch on the inner thighs. I'm getting strength. As you can see, my hands are down to help with balance. Eventually, if you're working on those extensions and skating in particular, we want to be able to lift the hands, balance that way, to get your core stabilizers going. Yeah. And then again, we can start to move back and forth in a little bit of a flow. Woo, that's tight. Just make sure you end up on the opposite side from where you started. And then we'll finish up back on our seats. Just with one more little stretch. I've got one leg in, one leg out. I'm gonna turn towards that leg and I'll fold. So in this case, I'm folding straight over this leg. Again, leg, ankle, toes. I'm taking my opposite arm to where I'm grabbing to help me turn over that leg. And then switch. Again, shoot. I want to turn over the leg. I'm taking opposite hand. That's just giving me more of that turn. And come back to center. And this can be either a great pre-skate warm-up, post-skate cool-down. Again, a lot of this you can do with your skates on if that sounds fun. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Please, please, please like, share, subscribe, hit that little bell. Drop a comment below on things you would like to learn more about, or if you have any questions about what we did today. And remember, diet culture is a tool of the patriarchy.